Hi everyone, Howard from StartupRemarkable.com here. I'm here at Future of Web Apps and a very special guest to chat to, Nick Pettit.
I didn't know I was such a special guest, but all right. Thank you for the introduction.
And Nick's part of the team at Treehouse, and he's called a bit of an expert at building a community, using video, and we're going to chat about that. So Nick, how's it going?
It's going pretty well. Just rocking at Treehouse with Ryan Carson and friends. We produce video tutorials for web designers and web developers. And we also recently added iOS tutorials, which are, people seem to be loving it, which is great. Treehouse is actually not launched yet. Treehouse is the major rebranding or reimagining of ThinkVitamin membership, which is live right now. You can sign up for that right now, and it'll be a lot of the same content in Treehouse, but Treehouse is going to add a lot of cool stuff like quizzes and badges that you can earn, and cool little work videos here and there, and it all launches on November 7th. So we're super excited about it, and you can check it all out at teamtreehouse.com right now.
Teamtreehouse.com. So if you're a developer, you're interested in learning more, that is the place to go. It sounds really, really cool. And over the past, you've built up really strong communities using video. How is web video a really effective way to build a community?
Well, video is just such a powerful way to communicate with your users or with your community, because when people see your face, it really has a powerful psychological effect. When people see a smiling face, instead of maybe just like a screencast by itself, it really can add a lot of communicative or emotional power that just wouldn't be there otherwise with like a static site or a blog. I mean, it's also great for people that don't feel like they're really, really good at writing. I know like Gary Vaynerchuk, felt like he missed the whole blogging thing just because he feels like he can't write that well. And so he was like, when video blogging like started picking up, he's like, I can do that. So it's, in terms of building community, it's just a more intimate way of interacting with people.
Awesome. And you were mentioning you're doing some really cool things with Facebook groups, and that's a way that you kind of further, as well as putting up the initial video. Can you talk about some ways you then further engage the community?
Yeah, so Facebook pages and Facebook groups are really interesting, and they're very different animals. With pages, if you have like a pre-existing page that's already really popular, I think that you should try to use that in combination with Twitter. Because Facebook pages and Twitter by themselves are pretty powerful, but when they're used together, it gets really awesome, because you can it's sort of difficult to have a conversation with your community on Twitter, because it's really just you talking to everybody else, unless people are like following a hashtag or something. But if you want your community to talk to one another and really engage with one another about a topic, you can post a discussion question on your Facebook page. And then if you click, I think it's like, the status or like when you posted it, there's a little link where you can get actually a link to that specific discussion question. You can tweet that out and say, what do you think about this? Join our discussion on Facebook, or discuss with us on Facebook. And then that will bring people to your Facebook page, and they can talk amongst themselves, or sort of like give their opinion, and then see what everyone else has said as well. So that's really cool. So that's Facebook pages. Facebook groups are, if I was creating either a page or a group today, I would definitely go for a group. Because groups are just, so much more conducive to community members talking to one another, because it comes up in their feeds and everything.
More
and
so than pages?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. At least that's what we found.
Yeah.
With our Treehouse group, it's just been amazingly active.
Really? Okay.
Which we haven't seen with pages as much. It's
Okay.
more us, posting a discussion question and then people talk about it. Whereas with groups, it's a lot more of people, asking for feedback about their app, or asking specific questions to other community members. So yeah.
Why do you think that is? Like, is it part of the way the groups work, or?
We're still trying to figure that out.
Okay.
I think it is because when people comment in groups, or they like your comment in a group, or they mention you, or post a comment on like one of your posts in a group.
Yeah.
It comes up as a notification.
Yeah.
In Facebook, and it will also come up in their feed. I think a lot more so than pages, because I know pages do come up in the feed, but I'm not sure what the exact
there's some
algorithm is there.
Isn't there?
But
yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
But we've seen a lot more activity on groups than pages.
So to that point, would you do the Twitter tactic you were talking about posting out a question and say join it in? Would you do that the same on groups?
You could, but we found that we don't even need to.
Don't need to, right? Cool.
Posting a question like that and then tweeting about it is really more so to get people to start interacting or talking about something, and just maintaining brand awareness.
Yeah.
Whereas with a group, that really happens all on its own, which is a lot better, because it's a lot more natural for people.
Awesome. So somebody who has, say, a startup, they've got a page and maybe even have quite a lot of followers, would you recommend them to start up a group as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that if they don't have thousands or tens of thousands of followers or something on their Facebook page already, which most people don't.
Sure.
I think it's worth making the transition to a group, because the interaction is just enough to sort of merit that.
Yeah, that's really, really interesting. And going back to Twitter, how have you found building your community on that? Is it all about just putting out content and driving links to it? Do you have any other ways, ninja ways of doing that?
Yeah, Twitter is really about just I guess thought leadership, and also communicating with your followers. Really getting their opinions about things, or getting their feedback. We actually just launched a sort of a little bit of a social game for the launch of Treehouse.
Okay.
And our initial idea for it, we were just trying to have some fun with the launch, and I think we went about it a little bit haphazardly, because it was basically tweet with this hashtag and this link, and we'll start, unlocking this cool videos and sneak previews of Treehouse, and people reacted terribly to it, because people, people said that, I don't want to promote your product for you, and all this stuff, and in hindsight, it actually makes a lot of sense. We're like, wow, that. You guys are right. That was actually a terrible idea, because, and so, it was really all about us pivoting and taking that feedback, and we realized, really all we want to do is make Treehouse the best place to learn web design and web development, and we would be nowhere without our members. And so instead of having them tweet about us to other people, we had them tweet at us. And so if you @reply Treehouse on Twitter with your ideas for new features or topics that you'd like to learn about from us, then that will start unlocking the rewards, and people reacted much better to that, and it makes so much more sense.
It's such a good idea.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's really about just listening. You need to have big ears and a small mouth.
Yeah,
I guess.
No, there's some really great Facebook and Twitter tips there. Well, I know you've got to jump back to the conference, so just one last one before we let you go.
Sure.
Startup just pretty much getting started, and they want to start building a community. What's the number one kind of thing they should do today to start building that?
Really, consider using video as a tool to communicate. It's not all just Twitter and Facebook. Because, text is great. Well-written copy is essential. But having, a really good video or just communicating with your users through video is a really personal way to communicate with them. And I think video isn't being utilized to its full potential by a lot of startups.
Sure. Okay.
So I'd say consider video as a powerful communicative tool.
Cool.
Yeah.
You heard it here. Well, thanks very much, Nick. Let you get back to the conference now. We've had Nick Petit here. Pettit, sorry.
It's all right.
And of course, you can check out more on Nick on the treehouse.com or treehouse.com?
It's teamtreehouse.com.
Teamtreehouse.com.
We really want treehouse.com.
Yeah.
It's teamtreehouse.com for now. Yep.
Okay, awesome. Thanks very much, guys. See you soon.
See ya.
Jesus.